I first want to congratulate Michigan. You guys saw them play all weekend. Had a great year, great run through the Big Ten tournament, and very offensive. And fortunately, we were able to get into their bullpen and get down the line with their pitching staff. But I know those guys have a lot to be proud of, and Coach Backish got them in the right place, and the future's very bright for them. Really proud of our guys. We were very consistent all weekend and never really panicked. We handled everybody's best punch at time to time, and pretty consistent all weekend. So a great week of practice, as I always hear me say. Preparation leads to an opportunity to play great when the lights are on, and our guys did that. So I'm really happy for them, really proud of them. But as they know, we're not done yet.
Coach, can you talk about Devin's performance over the regional?
Yeah, I mean, he's the epitome of a great week of practice. He and Coach Snyder, just tweaked the swing a little bit, got him right. Obviously, he's feeling healthy again, and it's just a long year for some of these young guys. So, you go through some ups and downs, and when he puts it all together, I mean, you got a chance to see it. You got to see the offense, the defense. It's something we see every day in practice. So, the things he does defensively doesn't really surprise us, but I do like for the rest of the country to see it, when the lights are on.
Devin, what was the last week like? What was the change, and how does it make you different?
Well, we just really worked on lowering my hands. Just let me get into a position where I can get to the ball a little bit quicker. And it took a little bit of getting used to early on in the week, but I started making strides about midweek, and I felt good this weekend.
What did it feel like to beat the MVP? I mean, you've had a good year, but like you said the other night, you struggled some late. What did it feel like to do that this weekend?
I mean, I really don't. I mean, it's humbling, it's flattering, but I'm just glad that I was able to help my team again. For a while there, I didn't feel like I was helping my team much offensively, and to contribute on both sides of the ball this weekend, it felt good.
Josh, you gave up the home run. We're happy for that. The next 10 guys you set down. First of all, talk about the home run, and then after that, how you settled in?
Yeah, just in the bullpen. Obviously, my adrenaline's pumping, and just really excited to get back out there. Missing last week. It's unfortunate, but just had a lot of adrenaline going. Just let that pitch up right over the plate, and he put a really good swing on it. But had to settle in after that, and just kind of try to have more fun out there and just relax and get the ball down and deliver the ball into the zone.
What process do you go to kind of calm yourself down after something like that?
I mean, just try to wipe it clean, try to start over. It's not fun having your team down 2-0 after the fourth hitter of the game. But just trying to wipe it clean, attack every hitter like it's a 0-0 game, and you just got to get the next out and worry about the next pitch.
You had a regional start last year and pitched well. That was your first one, but was anything different the second time around? Did you feel more relaxed out there today?
Actually, I was kind of the complete opposite. I was telling Pat, our trainer, before in the training room, I'm kind of shaking. I was nervous. If anybody says they're not nervous before pitching in a game like this, they're lying to you. So I had some nerves going, but got calmed down, settled in there after that home run, and just gave my team a chance to win today.
How big was that double play in the sixth?
It was awesome. Defensively, our guys played incredible today. Logan Taylor, Devin, Brendan. I mean, everybody was just making plays behind me, and that gives you a lot of confidence as a pitcher when you have defense like that.
Josh, talk about going to the third consecutive Super Regional, what that means for this program, and you're not done yet, obviously, but just talk about the success so far.
That's just credit to our coaching staff. Coach McDonnell just puts together a complete roster, whether it's pitching, defense, offense, guys that can run. Just a credit to them and Coach Williams. What Coach Snyder's come in and done, it's just it's really cool to see this program growing and where we're at now.
Nick, huge day from you today. Just kind of talk about the home run and just how you were seeing the ball and your performance just on the day.
Yeah, today I just wasn't trying to do too much. Kind of something that the coaching staff's been on me about, and my mom too, actually. But just holding the bat a little looser and not trying to do too much, letting the game come to me, and it worked out today.
Curious, what does Mom say to you in that kind of situation?
Well, before this week, she told me hold the bat a little bit looser, but not too loose that you'll let it go flying. But I might have been choking a little bit in the first couple of games, but today I loosened up and it was good.
Nick, you hit today, but everybody in the starting lineup hit today. How much fun is that just to see everybody, have success at the plate in a game like that?
Yeah, it's awesome to see everybody contribute to the win. A lot of quality at bats from all the guys, and getting into their bullpen was huge. And just 1 through 9, everybody battled, and it's good to have an offensive day.
A lot of times you hear about the advantage of being at home. Talk about the fact that as the super regionals come up now, again, you're at home. What are these specific advantages?
I think it starts with just playing in front of the home crowd. They always got our back. They're cheering for us. They get 2 strikes on a hitter. They're screaming and yelling, and I think that's one of the biggest things is playing in front of your home fans. Another thing is just being comfortable at home, just with the facilities, being able to hit and being able to sleep in your apartment, sleep in your own bed instead of at a hotel. Just being on campus and at our facilities is another advantage.
Josh, you guys kind of did that CRDS chant back to the fans. Where did that come from, and was it somebody's idea? Or?
I think it kind of started last year. Some of the older guys, they just wanted to do it just for the fans last year. So I guess it's a new tradition. We'll start here.
Coach, not to get too far into the future, but having Josh and another lefty, McKay, back next year, how nice is it going to be to have those 2 leading the rotation in 2016?
I'm excited to hear Josh is coming back because he's Josh is draft eligible, so yeah, he's got a chance to be a good draft pick this year. So we're enjoying him while we have him right now. But our goal is to always get these guys ready for pro ball, make sure that they're physically and mentally and academically we're really on top of these guys to make sure that they get a degree. But we work very hard in recruiting and getting these young guys ready, that they're always able to step up. There's just, it's a revolving door in Division I baseball, especially when you're having success, and it's why kids are committing to come here, some talented young kids. But who knows? I'm sure Josh and I will talk here soon as the draft gets closer.
Dan, do you say anything to Josh after the home run in the first inning? Do you just kind of leave him alone after that, or?
No, he's such a competitor. I think he gave up a couple runs, early to Florida State. Sometimes you got to get to a pitcher like Josh early once he settles in. But I've said it all year. I mean, he's an X factor from the standpoint. I just don't know many teams that have we say a number 3 just because he throws the 3rd game in a weekend series. But those that are familiar with us could argue that we have 3 number 1s. It's just how consistent they've been all year and how well they pitched in the ACC. And I've made the statement a few times. I just don't know if we ever lost on a Sunday in ACC play. And again, a lot of that credit goes to Josh, where other teams are rotating that guy and somebody in and out. We had a rock in that position all year. So it's been fun to see him grow, in his 2 years of college baseball.
Anything else for the players? Nick and Josh, you guys last year, I think in this game, umpiled after the win, I believe. Is that something that, it was kind of out of hand, obviously lopsided score, but is it also something maybe you guys don't want to celebrate too much right now?
Well, I think last year we dogpiled after the Super Regional. So, but I think, this year, just we're not trying to get too high or get too low, just as a team. And, I think we'll just see what happens.
And I think our ultimate goal here is to win a national championship. Obviously, we're taking it one day at a time, one game at a time, but that's been our goal from day one, as the players have written down, and we've all come together as that was our goal. So winning a regional is great. We're proud of it, and hopefully we play well next weekend as well. But our ultimate goal is to win a national championship.
All right, thanks, guys. Okay, back up, Coach.
Dan, how big, it's 11 NCAA wins in a row here. How big has the home field advantage grown? You talk a lot about the culture. How big has it grown for you guys to give you that advantage?
Well, I've always said I think it's one of the great accomplishments in our program. Not to demean going to Omaha or the regular season or the tournament championships, but I just, when the NCAA says you deserve to host a regional, you know, like I said before, 14 weeks, it's such a long year. Injuries, tough weather, playing on the road, you name it, you know, our guys have shown their consistency. And so I've always been probably most proud of hosting a regional or a super regional as anything else. And, but it's in all sports, you know, I always, you know, look at football schedules, look at baseball schedules, basketball schedules. I mean, the home team has an advantage. I mean, that's, you know, you want to play at home, you know, in the professional ranks, you know, they're all fighting for home field advantage, you know, that they get 4 out of the 7 games at home or whatever series it may be. So it's something that I'm very proud of, and you know, we get to take advantage of it. For me, I love to practice. I love the preparation side of it. Had a lot of fun this past week getting ready and trying to get the guys ready, so when you don't have to travel and deal with all the logistics that come with going on the road, it just makes it definitely a little more convenient and easier on your guys physically, but also mentally.
You haven't faced elimination on a Sunday in quite a while. Michigan was facing that today. Do you feel like maybe they were kind of running out of gas or coming in on fumes? It kind of seemed that way.
Well, you know, they're you know, having to play a doubleheader, which we've all played doubleheaders throughout the year, and I mean, you know, they're giving you everything they got. So fortunately for us, we were able to get into their bullpen. As you saw that lineup, you know, they did 2-run homer in the first, and a lot of hard outs today, a lot of good at bats. I mean, it's a very good team. I mean, that's why they're playing in a regional championship. And, but you know, clearly, you know, when you have to come through the losers bracket, you just have to use more arms, and eventually it starts to catch up to you.
Do you handle this upcoming week almost the same as last week, or do you change or alter?
Very similar. You know, that we'll wait to see if we're a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I don't know, Bob. I don't know when they announce that.
Tomorrow night, 5
Okay.
o'clock-ish.
You know, so just giving Bob a
Sure.
chance. So we will figure out once we know when our super regional starts. What we did last week, we do some sim scrimmage stuff where pitchers throw live to hitters, those that didn't get enough reps. It's obviously good for the pitchers, but very good for certain hitters who need that. And but I'll do just like I did last week. I'll type out the schedule for the entire week. We'll meet tomorrow to go over everything and try to get organized. The thing I said out in the huddle right before we broke was we didn't play our best baseball. You know, so for a coach, it's exciting because I think we can get better, and guys know that they can get better. And I think seeing what Devin Hairston did in 1 week, you know, from the ACC tournament to the regionals, I think that's motivation for everybody. That if I trust my coaches and listen to them, when, you know, Coach Williams did a phenomenal job with Funkhauser, getting him ready for this week, and Coach Snyder and Vrabel, obviously, you know, we heard from Devin. So, you know, you just want the players to trust us, and we're going to get after it this week. This is going to be a fun week of practice, and we practice fast, and we try to get a lot accomplished in 1 week of baseball. And as I've said many times, you know, for me, I love it. I love practice, man. It's you rarely lose in practice, and you control everything, and so it's fun.
Do you have to assess where you guys are physically right now? Is that something you're going to do this week?
Yeah, we always do that. We talk to Pat Hassel, our trainer, Zach Farrell, our strength coach, and all the coaches, and we meet. And, you know, we don't want to treat everybody like robots. You know, some guys need a little more rest than others. You know, other guys need to be pushed a little more physically because they haven't done enough. But, you know, like I said, you know, we made some good decisions going into the ACC tournament, and as we saw, they panned out today. Because for even Josh to get through the 7th, you know, he hasn't gotten through the 7th many times this year, and so I just thought he looked really good. And yeah, tip your hat. I mean, that their first baseman had a heck of a series, but just physically looked like our pitching staff was really locked in and ready to go.
There's a chance you guys could have a rematch with Fullerton in the Super. Do you keep an eye on what's happening out west?
Yeah, I mean, knowing that you're playing one of those teams, I already spoke to Allman, one of our managers, and we're recording all the games, and now knowing that we're done, I mean, we'll really lock in on those teams out there. So yeah, it's ESPN does a phenomenal job, and all the games are online and archived, and so it's good for us. But again, that everybody knows your weaknesses too, because all your games are on.
Can you talk? I know you're not finished, and you talked about the future and wanting to do more, but how do you put 5 super regionals in 9 years in perspective?
For me, great players. You got to have great players, great coaches, an administration, and Tom Jurich and Dr. Ramsey. I always say, if you want to be good in baseball, you can be good in baseball, but you got to want to be good first. And it's fun, because before I got here, I was in back-to-back super regionals and lost in Game 3. So I'm always very appreciative that 2 wins away from Omaha. It's a good place to be. It's a fun place to be. And I enjoy it, and the more I'm around it, the more I enjoy it. The less pressure I feel, and the more comfortable I get. And so hopefully that permeates throughout the players, and that they're comfortable and they enjoy it. This is why you play college baseball.
Do you kind of have to calm them down a little bit, knowing that they are just 2 games away from Omaha? I mean, it's in their mind. It's like, wow, we win 2 games and we're there. Do you kind of have to bring it back down to earth a little bit?
Yeah, but I think it starts with our coaches, and when you think of the pitching staff and the success we've had, obviously Coach Williams does a great job, with the pitchers, and like I said, the more I'm around it, the more comfortable I get. And so we always, we have a lot of catchphrases and sayings, and be where your feet are, and my message today in the meeting was just put your head down and stay focused. Don't look up and don't get caught up with all the excitement around you. And you can tell from talking to the players. It's a player's game, so if they want to dogpile and act like kids, they do it. If they don't, they don't. I don't ever tell them what to do, but you can see, and those that have been around a long time, it's a business-like approach. I mean, these guys are, as we keep saying, we've accomplished some things, but we haven't accomplished everything. And then all the players will say, "Yet." It's one of our slogans, "Yet." And we still got stuff to do.
How much easier does it make things when you get 3 great starts?
It's baseball. I mean, let's not make it more than it is. It's pitching. It's number one. You got to play defense behind it. And that was one of my comments to the team. We can get better. We played good defense at times. We didn't play great. But to win a national championship, you got to play great defense. And so, like I said, hopefully that's one of our chips on our shoulder going into this week, where we come out with some focus to get better every day.
You talked about depth all year. I think you had like 12 or 13 guys score runs, and the pitchers and all that. Just talk about what the depth paid off this week, how it paid off.
Every position player got to play, which is really cool, for them. But as I said, we started 3 different lineups, and 3 different starters from one day to the next. And then pitching wise, we didn't use everybody, but if you get into some long games or extra inning games, or in a super regional, I guess you can play 3 games. So we feel comfortable. It's why we've been successful all year on the weekends. And if we have injuries or slumps or somebody struggling, we're able to put a really good player in there to compete. But you got to give credit to the kids. I mean, they buy in. They're not selfish. Baseball can become a selfish game. You can live in that batter's box and you can make it about you. But there's a lot of love. These guys care about each other and they pull for each other. Even the guys that are competing with each other, I mean, they really do care for each other. And I think it's a big part of the reason we've had consistent success all year.
A couple more for Coach.
All right, they're done. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.